workout. So we're going to start with a warm-up, again, just to get the body moving, to heat up the core, to heat up the body. So just starting with some simple imaginary jump ropes, staying really light on the toes, switching it up. Hopping right foot forward then left, keeping the arms by the side, pulling into the ribcage, circling forward, maybe start to circle back. Maybe make those jumps a little bit bigger, double 10. Again, forward and back, side to side. And just here for about a minute. Warming up the shoulders with the little circles here. A few more seconds. All right, after the jump ropes, adjust the mat. We're going to come into a down dog. Stretching out the hamstrings, biceps in line with the ears. Inhale up to tip of toes, and as you exhale, roll the entire body forward one vertebrae at a time. Hold in a high plank, bend the knees, reach the hips back. And stay here for about 30 seconds to a minute. Lengthening through the spine, reaching the crown of the head long, then bending the knees to the hover, pressing back. Hips reach back, lift up. A couple more times, rolling the body forward, high plank, bend the knees, reach the hips up and back. And then from here, we're gonna come into our plank hip dips. So for those plank hip dips, I want you to come onto the forearms. You can stay here, and you're just gonna drop the hips right to left. Keeping the belly pulled into the spine, pressing through the backs of the heels, toes are strong, forearms are engaged. And again, staying here for about a minute. And then from here, dropping to the knees. Reaching the hips back, find a little stretch in the wrist, just because we are on our wrists a lot, especially in plank. Just lift up one wrist, lift up the other. Coming to all fours, leaning forward, leaning back just a little bit. Little stretch in the wrists. Fingers are gonna face out, and you're just gonna shift side to side, pressing through the shoulders, the wrists. Flip the palms to face up, fingers are gonna face towards you. Little bend with the elbows, reaching out, lifting back up. Getting a nice stretch on the outside of the wrist, the outside of the arm. And from here, coming back to all fours for what's called a bear crawl. So shoulders over wrist, hips right above the knees, tuck the toes, lift up the knees about a half inch or a couple inches off the ground, finding that hover, and you're just gonna reach opposite hand, opposite foot forward for 2 steps, and then back. Forward, and then back. Reset, and then start with the other side. So 30 seconds left forward first, 30 seconds right forward first. Always opposite hand to opposite foot movement. Forward 3, 2, 1, reset. Take a deep breath in, find a stretch, lift up. Interlace fingers, press away. Shift the body over to the left, finding a side body stretch. Back to center, over to the right. Always breathing, shaking it out. One more little warm up, my favorite. I'm already warm, so Coming up to stand. Feet are going to be about hips width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. Toes face out 45 degrees. You're gonna squat really low, explosively, lift all the way up, squat jumps. Trying to land really light. Whew. Take a break after 15. Hold here, feet are already white. You're gonna open the heart long and forward, bringing it all the way down, finding a forward fold, stretching out the hamstrings, shifting the body side to side, keeping the spine nice and long, still reaching through the neck, into the crown of the head. And then slowly lower the head down, bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, sway it out right to left. Replace the hands, keeping the slight bend in the knees, begin to roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Warm up is complete. Let's get to the workout. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, right back into those Malasana squats. And again, try to get anywhere like a solid 15, and we're gonna make these squats really intentional, really deep. Starting standing, again, toes are facing out 45 degrees, heels are in, heart stays over the hips the entire time. You're going to squat super low, and then lift up, pressing the hips forward just a little, squeezing the glutes, engaging the core, squat low. So we want 20, but try to give me at least really, really good squats for 15 reps. On that last one, hold. Stay here. Take a deep breath in. Maybe rock the hips side to side, getting a little stretch. We're gonna go straight into our ape reach. So with this, you're gonna reach to the opposite side with your opposite hand. So if we're going left first, you're gonna reach, lift up the hips 2 inches, come back to center. Right hand's gonna reach to the left, lift up the hips, left arm comes long, come back to center. So find a twist with the body. Open the arms really intentionally, stretch those arms. Lift up the hips, only 2 inches. We're gonna alternate, getting 10 on each side. Whew. Legs are burning. Whew. Holding here, taking a deep breath in, whew, deep breath out. All right, I'm gonna lift up. My dog has wrapped me in her leash. So after those ape reaches, we're gonna go into beast, opposite foot hand lift. These are fun, a little challenging, but totally doable. So coming onto all fours. All you're going to do is tuck the toes, lift the knees about a ½ inch off the ground, hold here. And if lifting the knees and holding is a little too difficult, then keep the knees planted, which I'm going to do today just because I did about a 5-mile hike yesterday plus 2 workouts, so I'm a little dead today. So I'm doing the modification, but again, challenge yourself. I'll show you what it looks like to do the full exercise. So hands and knees, lift the knees about 2 inches off the ground. You're gonna lift up the right hand, squeeze that right shoulder blade in, lift up the left foot, drop it down. Left hand lifts, right foot lifts, right hand, left foot. Tiny little movement, going from 4 connections to the earth to 2. 4th, 10 on each side, alternating every time. With the knees, all you're gonna do is lift up the right hand, left toes lift, bring it down, right toes lift. Right hand, left toes, left hand, right toes. Squeezing the shoulder blade in. Whew. Keeping the arms locked out the entire time. 3, 2, 1. Again, 10 on each side, alternating. After those, we're going straight into our, toe stand hip dips. This one's also gonna be a little bit challenging for me today because I'm super sore, but you're going to come onto the toes, fingertips are gonna root into the earth, squat low, keep the hips lifted above the hips, or keep the hips lifted above the heels, drop to the right, then to the left, to the right, to the left. You can also plant the hands here, use the core. For more challenge, bring the toes together to touch, knees are gonna touch. Whew. Squeezing the core, dropping the hips right to left. Alternating 10 on each side. Try to get 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, little rest here, shake it out. Whew. All right, after that, we're just gonna hold a side plank. So, for the side plank, I want you to come on your forearm. So you're gonna root your left forearm down, the edge of the left foot roots into the mat, right foot comes on top of the left foot. It can also come in front if you need a little more stability. Bring the hips up, and again, you can do this on the knee as well, if need be, but we're just looking for your hips to be nice and high, rooting through that forearm, shoulders over the elbow, staying here. Try for 45 seconds on each side, and if you can, try to get at least 10 reaches in that 45 seconds or 5 really good ones. You're gonna reach under the body, lift the right arm up. Slowly drop it back down. Coming up hands and knees. Give it a little shake out. Woo. Shake it up, shake it down. Roll the shoulders back, roll them forward. Coming onto that plank hold on the opposite side. Right forearm is gonna root into the earth. Come to the knife edge side of that right foot. Hips are lifted, finding a rainbow in that left side body to help you lift up through the right side. Left arm's going to reach up. Wrist is in line with that shoulder. Right shoulder is in line with that elbow. Holding here. Again, trying to find anywhere from 5 to 10 reaches within that 45 seconds. Reaching under, lifting up. Holding here. Slowly coming down onto the knees, and I'm just gonna check what's next. All right, so after those holding of side planks, perfect. That was the end of the workout. We're gonna go into our cool down, but our cool down does have one more little challenge to it. And remember that that is 1 round. Go for 3 more if you can, or if it's too challenging, give me at least 2 more super solid rounds on top of that one, which makes the entire workout 3 rounds. All right, here we go. For that cool down, we're gonna go into a hollow hold balance, hollow hold for about a minute. So again, shoot for 30 seconds. I'm gonna give you a modification to do if just holding that hollow hold is a little too difficult, or you just hate it in that moment. Here we go. All right, coming onto the back, 1 minute hollow hold. So I'll show you kind of at an angle so you can see, but you're gonna come onto the back. Low back is rooted into the earth, holding here. Feet are lifted about 6 inches off the ground. Shoulders are lifted, neck is long, holding that low hollow boat. Trying to stay here for about a minute, and hands can be here. If that's too difficult, you can also bring the forearms behind you. Just keep the belly pulling into the spine. Or, for more of a challenge, reach the arms in line with the ears, holding here. Woo. Go between flexing the toes, maybe pointing them, flexing and pointing. Whew. But again, holding here for 1 minute, 30 seconds, solid hold. If you need to modify, pull the knees in towards the chest. Keep the hips lifted slightly. Keep a little bit of a round. Low back is still pressing firmly into the ground. Keep the toes pointed. And release. Give yourself a hug. Open the arms, let the knees come side to side. Coming through center, over to the left, up and over to the right. Whew. Hug the right knee into the body. Left leg's gonna reach out long with the left hand, guide the right knee over the body, coming into a supine spinal stretch. Right arm reaches out to the side, gaze over that right shoulder, and just let the belly pull into the spine. Taking a few deep rounds of breath here. However long you want in your cool down, in your twist, this is up to you at this point. And then when you're ready to switch, coming back through center, left leg hugs in, right leg reaches long. Give it a little hug. Right hand's gonna guide the left foot up and over. Finding supine spinal twist on the left, gazing over that left shoulder, letting that left shoulder melt into the earth. Finding a few rounds of breath here, whatever feels good. This is your time and your space. Coming back to center. And then you're gonna rock and roll along the spine a couple of times until you come back up to all fours. Resting the hips on the heels. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, open the heart wide and out long, gazing up to the sky or the ceiling, wherever you are. Arms come out, squeeze the shoulder blades together, inhale, lift up. Back to neutral, exhale, open up. One more time. Last time, inhale, reaching up. As you exhale, reach the body long, coming into that extended child's pose. Open the knees a little bit wider. Reach the arms long in front of you. Let the head come down. Walk the arms over to the left, finding that stretch on the right side of the body. Walking them over to the right. And again, I'm going a little bit faster here, but take as much time as you need in your stretches with your breath. Coming back to center. Returning to neutral. I always like to come to Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, letting the hips come out wide, inhaling up, rolling forward a couple times, feeling that length in the spine. Whew. You are awesome, you killed it. Remember, within that workout portion, those 5 exercises that we do in between the warm-up and the cool down, try to go for 3 solid rounds, maybe 4 if that feels good. It's up to you, and have fun with this, enjoy it. You're gonna feel so strong. You already are strong, so I hope you love this as much as I do. All right, bye.